Good evening, everybody. How are you guys all doing tonight? I got some good news and I got some bad news for you. The bad news is the weekend is almost over. It's winding down. It's a late Sunday night, but the good news is it's not over it's not over yet, and we have some Overwatch action to help bring you to close out the weekend. My name is CB. I'm here with Dextron. How are you doing this weekend?
I am doing great, CB. How are you doing?
I'm doing phenomenal. I just got off of doing another cast, came in straight here, still sweaty from that last one, looking to get hyped up and get amped up here for this next one. We've got the NAPC Diamond Tier Finals between Everest and No One to look forward to here, and it should be a good one, I think.
Yeah, I've been kind of looking forward to this one here for a while. As we look here at the bracket coming up here, they've had a tough battle to get here. Everest had to beat LNE Blobfish to get to this point. Well, no one had to beat Team Rat to get to this point, but no one actually straight up swept Team Rat here. So they might be coming in with a little bit of momentum into this one.
Yeah, and by the way, No One are our Ramatra Rumble champions, so this is a team that does have a couple of accolades underneath their belt, and as they showed against Team Rat, they can definitely make some sweeps here in some of these other teams with their tier. But again, this is Diamond tier. Everyone's relatively on equal footing here. There's not going to be a huge SR gap between some of these teams. So Everest, if they're organized and if they're well played, as they were against LNE Blobfish, they can definitely take this one the distance or even take the whole series and end up taking that stage one playoffs victory.
Yeah, so let's introduce Everest from the Peak organization here first. Their DPS line will be Night Raven and Manji. Their tank is going to be Demon Breed, and their support line going to be Dodge and RGD Salt here. This looks like a very good lineup, but let's meet No One as well.
Yeah, No One gonna coming in here with Pick Joe, Distill, Splash, Burrito, and Munching over here. Yeah, I'm looking to see what what No One ends up bringing forward here. See some of that spice that brought them that Ramatra Rumble championship earlier on in the preseason here, and seeing if this squad still holds as strong as they did back in that tournament as they go up here against Everest.
Yeah, maybe coming on with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder because they won that small Ramatra tournament here. But, they had a little bit of a struggle there in their initial match. You did see that they had they did lose one map there to, I believe it was Blobfish. But, maybe that kind of helps them out going into this one here.
Yeah, we'll have to see. It looks like our first map is going to be Oasis here, so starting it off on control map. So we'll start to have to see what these teams kind of break out compositional wise here. I'm not quite as familiar with these teams and what sorts of things they like to run, but I do know that the meta is kind of favoring ball comps and a lot of different flavors of counter ball comps. So I'm going to be looking specifically at City Center to see what the parity between these two squads ends up being.
Yeah, but honestly, you're talking about ball comps this morning or earlier this afternoon. If you watch the Open Division finals, we saw really nothing but Diva in that one. So we might be seeing a lot of tanks coming out here, and you're gonna kind of see the teams build around their tank here.
Yeah, and honestly, that's kind of how it's been with this meta as well. Like I said, ball kind of has been taking a little bit more prevalence, but that was just kind of like the initial spike, and people have started to find all these other ways that they can counter the ball comps. I've seen a lot of Reinhardt Rush comps coming out. Like you said, we've been seeing a lot of Diva coming out. It's kind of all over the place. I'm not too sure about a Doomfist. I don't know if Splash is going to stick with that one, but it looks like we're going to be starting things off here on Oasis University.
Yeah, and it does. I mean, you're talking about the Doomfist. We're seeing Picjo come out here on the Widowmaker to start off for No One. A little bit of an odd pick, but now we start to see them. They were just teasing us here to start out. Looks like it's going to be essentially almost a mirror match here, other than one support.
Yeah, looking like it here. Both teams going to opt for that Reinhardt Rush comp, and that Baptiste has been making a little bit of headway here, but that Kiriko Suzu is still a very strong ability. Early Maywall going to come out from both sides to help kick off the fight.
Yeah, like you said, they come up from both sides. No one necessarily getting any ground from it right there. But this hammer is swinging here from Demon Breed. They do have Distill there in their sights, but not able to get the kill there as they're going right for him to get away. Fight still going out on point. Point finally now opened each side. You almost see Demon Breed actually get booped off there, but they're able to find the first kill there on the pick, Joe. That might just be exactly what Everest was looking for, but Burrito comes right back, finds a trade there on to Dodds. So honestly, right now it's pretty much an even fight. Distill trying just to chunk down Demon Breed there, but they're able to stay alive. Distill though able to find Night Raven after munching fall. So again, just another trade coming out. The damage matrix already coming out from RGD Salt there. Manji able to find Distill, dodge, find Splash, and Everest gonna be able to cap point here first, I believe, unless we see a late contest.
And that's one of two reasons why Baptiste is starting to take a little bit more prevalence, is because he can build that Ant Matrix so fast and make that a deciding ultimate in some of these early fights. And the other being that the recent buff to Reinhardt's Fire Strike means that the breakpoint, that Fire Strike window combo can one-shot squishies now if you're not careful with it. It can do a lot of damage. So these Rein rushes with the Baptiste are starting to become more and more prevalent, especially on Brawl maps like this, where the Brawl is kicking off yet again.
Coming out again, here comes the Death Blossom from the Still. It finds one. Shatter comes out from Demon Breed. They find one. They're able to get the Still there. However, every other kill's going the way of no one right here. This is a great team fight from them. It's going to result in a win and probably a point flip here. However, you do see Dodge trying just to stall out as long as they can on this point, but that'll only get them to 36% before no one finally retakes point.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate to try and invest that Shatter to take out Distill, who is already being a pest in the backline, but the damage was already done before you invest that. Thankfully, though, Everest does have both that Blizzard and the Deadeye to help try and retake here, as well as a Sound Barrier that Munching on the other side will hopefully be able to match, so this next fight is shaping up to be a bloody one.
Here comes High Noon, here comes Blizzard. Shatter comes out as well from no one. The Blizzard, though, is huge from Piccho. It catches a couple in it. And Manji actually also throws out their Blizzard as well, able to find Munchkin. So an even trade coming out from both teams right now. Now the Kitsune Rush coming out from Burrito. Look at Everest immediately back up off that. They don't want to be in that area where they're just still, though, able to find Demon Breed, and no one able to try to clean up this team fight here, but they are forcing Everest back really, really far, almost close to their spawn. However, they have ticked over into the lead.
Here's one little bit of Everest in a way kind of suffering from their own success. They do kill Munching in that fight, which is huge because you take that Sound Barrier off of the field, but you then invest your own and then lose the fight. And now Munching is back and has that Sound Barrier, and that's going to be a huge counter to help no one stagger this one out and get themselves some more capture percentage on this point.
Damage matrix coming out here from Salt. They're able to find Piccho out early with Demon Breed there, and now they're looking to collapse here on the point, find the next kill. However, it's Splash finding Manji. Demon Breed, though, is able to get the charge kill there on the Splash. The beat does come out from Munching to try to keep no one alive and sustained in this fight. We do see Distill coming back here in this fight. However, Demon Breed just desperately trying to get them. They're in Wraith form there for a little bit, and they're able to get some health back now. They do have their Death Blossom radio. Shatter comes out from Demon Breed, finds one. They haven't been able to confirm the kill yet, though. They're able finally to get Piccho. Here comes the Death Blossom from Distill. It finds one before Demon Breed finds them right back. Splash, though, able to find Demon Breed. Huge Shatter from Splash. Finds a couple there. Burrito takes care of Night Raven, and no one actually doing a great job of just stalling this team fight. Actually, they're going to win this team fight, and they might win this point right here.
Yeah, it's definitely looking like it. Also, yeah, Splash gonna go ahead and clean up the kill off onto Dodds there. Demon Breed does swap over to the Wrecking Ball to try and get a last-minute touch, but no one is just about at full strength here, and it's like an entire stagger fight from Everest. They've lost Demon Breed, and it doesn't look like there's going to be all that much of a contention here unless Manji is able to come in here with this Blizzard into the Kitsune Rush.
Kitsune Rush comes out, Blizzard comes out here from Manji, but the kills are going the way of no one. Make it 3 straight kills from them, and now here comes the Blizzard from no one. Make it 4 straight kills, and no one from Everest will be able to get back as no one takes this first point.
If I'm Distill, by the way, I'm asking Burrito what their PayPal is right now, because that was some pocket right there. It was just, you saw the Rhine swinging at this confounded Reaper the whole time for like a solid minute straight. Just please will you just die? But between the Wraith form and the life steal and just the pocket from the healing of Fudas from Burrito, that Reaper did not die. Demon Breed even ends up investing just an anger Earth Shatter to try and confirm the kill, and Piccho caught a stray on that one and ended up falling, but they never were able to take down that Reaper, and then it just took them too long, and they lost out all the opportunities that they had in that one fight there.
Yeah, but look at what Everest is coming out with here. They're coming out with a Pharmacy combo with that ball and a Sombra, so I kind of like this team comp swap they're doing here to at least start off everything, but it looks like the fight's going to be here on the high ground to start.
Yeah, that's where a Wrecking Ball comp can kind of be favored, especially with this Pharah catching some big rockets there, and an early one onto the Still as well as Piccho, and Everest might have already won this fight before it even begins.
Yeah, but if we see no one here get a kill, however, as I say that, Burrito falls, then down goes Munching Splash, last one left alive. Everest can cap the point right now if they want to. They're able to, as Night Raven able to take care of Splash there. A great start for Everest on the second point.
Yeah, it looks like no one is actually going to try and opt to mirror some of these birds. They've got that Mercy of their own, as well as an Echo and a Mercy, which is kind of interesting of a comp. I don't know if I really like the support lineup here, because this Mercy is going to be divided between both these flyers, and you only have a Lucio to try and keep your Diva sustained. I think that Mercy might end up being pulled in too many different directions.
Yeah, and you also see Splasher swap over to the Diva. Munching, though, able to find Manji out. However, Night Raven gets to still. I wonder if that's going to force out the res. It does, and they're able to get that res off, so really no one lost for no one in this fight so far. Demon Breed just going in, getting Splash out of that mech right there. Here comes the barrage from Night Raven. It finds one. They find Splash as it ends there. Now they're looking for more. They're going after the Lucio here of Munching, but Lucio just kind of wall riding away from everyone on Everest and falling back.
Yeah, and I think, again, it goes back to that support comp. You saw that the Mercy was going back to try and get the res, so there wasn't anybody able to help Splash, who was so low in HP and ends up losing the mech. And once you've lost that tank presence and you've lost that defense matrix, it's just a free barrage for Night Raven.
Yeah, and look, immediately they're getting off that Echo there, going to the Tracer now is Picjo. Minefield ready for Demon Bleed. The hack comes out on to Splash there, and they're just desperately trying to get this Diva out of the mech. So close, but they get the healed up there from Burrito. Minefield now comes out from Demon Bleed on that left or right side of the point there, just still able to find Manji there. However, so even trade out, but Night Raven comes right back, finds Burrito. Down goes the mech for Splash as well. The res actually comes out on the Manji to keep Everest at full strength as Demon Breed able to take care of Splash.
Night Raven also very good job trying to be able to hold on tight there as Dodds was off going for that res. You know, kind of a similar situation almost where the Mercy was being pulled in a separate direction, but able to stay alive and not take the duel and disengage. And an early pickoff there onto Picjo. Night Raven has been phenomenal on thus far, and the last fight is kicking off here, and Burrito has to pop the Valk early to try and stabilize.
And they lose it here. Bomb now coming out from Splash. Here comes the barrage from Distill. They find one. The bomb from Splash finds no one. Night Raven able to take care of Munching, though, so there will be no beat that will come out from no one on this one. Dodds able to get the res there on to Manji. EMP comes out and hits a couple people right there as Salt finds Splash. Picjo try and do the best. The Pulse Bomb comes out. They're able to find Manji there. The barrage comes out from Night Raven. Not able to find anyone, though. Demon Breed just bowls straight through Picjo there. Munching coming back. They pop the beat a little bit early to keep themselves sustained as it's a 1v the entirety of Everest. No one not able to get back to the point in time to continue this contest. Everest will force a .3 here.
Yeah, there wasn't really a whole lot of ults in the bank for no one, as a lot of these fights were staggered and a lot of these hero swaps were still trying to come through early, so they kind of expend everything that they have available in that fight there and don't really get what they need for it, and it ends up just being, trying to use what you have to keep the stagger alive. That one-man sound barrier for Munching, very sad. The day the music died for the rest of no one. And they're just not able to get anything substantial to take that point there. But as we go here onto City Center, I'm going to be looking at, again, at Everest, because they got the better of that Pharmacy favored comp on Gardens, and this is definitely a map where that can also shine.
Yeah, look at this right now. Essentially, it's a ball comp for each side. Everest gonna stick with that Sombra being the only difference. Picjo gonna stick on that Tracer. So essentially, it's almost a mirror match here with play styles. It just really comes down to how Manji can perform those hacks. However, the Pharmacy's up in the sky right now, trying to get as much damage as they can onto someone. Looks like they're trying to each take each other out. Distill has to use that escape there to keep themselves alive with the pocket there from Burrito. But right now, looks like Everest trying to get set up on point to try to cap it first here. However, no one is there to try to hold on to it as long as they can. Munching, though, first one to fall there. Nice hack coming out there from Manjing, and Night Raven takes them out there. That Pharmacy battle, though, still raging high in the skies. Demon Breed takes care of Picjo on point, and now Everest starts to cap it.
Yeah, it looks like Everest might have lost out just a little bit in that Brawl v Brawl mirror, but in this Pharmacy with the ball comp, they seem so much stronger. Night Raven is getting the better of these Pharah 1v1s almost every single time. I'm glad that no one has made the swap off of that Lucio and onto the Kiriko so that you can have a little bit more sustain for your other DPS and for your tank. But again, this doesn't look to be the comp that they are as practiced on as Everest. And in this mirror match, Everest has to be the favorite.
Yeah, both Mercies actually falling there late in that fight. Doesn't really matter for no one since they're going to regroup back in spawn, but you did see Night Raven, I believe, go back towards spawn so they could taxi Dodds back, but Night Raven immediately finding Munching out early. That's a bad pick for no one to start here. Splash gets hacked too. This is a very dangerous opportunity. They're very low right now, but they're able to escape with their life here for the moment. However, Piccho able to find Salt. Night Raven comes right back, finds Distill. However, Dodds able to get that res off. Piccho not able to get them. Oh, 1 health and a dream right now for Dodds, and they're able to keep that dream alive here. Barrage comes out from Night Raven. They had a target there. They don't find anyone. Instead, it's Munching throwing a knife through their head. Demon Breed, though, finds Munching right back to even out that trade. Hack coming out here on the Piccho. You see everyone on Everest trying to take care of them right now, but Piccho on that Tracer able to kind of just blink around point. Salt, though, able to find them.
Yeah, that pickoff onto RDG Salt, I think maybe tricked no one into thinking that they actually had a valid win condition there, but they didn't realize that they weren't up in the fight. And Everest, they still had all the resources that they need, and also not being able to confirm that kill onto Dodds meant that Piccho essentially just, you know, went in and got no value out of it, and no one just wasted a ton of time. And Everest, they have a minefield and they have a Valkyrie, and they can really start to stagger this out. They need to watch out for Distill's Barrage, but I think even if they do cap it, it's going to be at a 99 flip here.
Minefields, though, coming out from Splash here. Burrito falls early. This is the worst case scenario here for no one, as Distill falls as well. It's up to the tank now. Splash and Piccho, who swapped over to a Sombra as well. They're going to be trying their best here just to kind of stagger out on this one. Has now finally ticked an overtime. Manager, though, able to find Splash. Valkyrie coming out here from Burrito. So does the Kasuni Rush from Everest, but no one not able to get back to the point in time, as Everest will take Oasis.
Yeah, that's a really, really unfortunate turn of events, and I do want to go back to that fight again, because that's kind of a thing that seems to happen at some of these tiers, is where you'll lose a player, but then you'll be like, no wait, I got a pick, so it's okay for us to go in, and then you end up expending resources on a fight that you don't have the advantage in that you seem to think that you do, and it ends up kind of cursing you, and you have nothing when it actually comes into a true neutral fight, where Everest seems to have the advantage, especially on this ball pharmacy comp, which they look very, very clean on, very well practiced.
Yeah, but when you talk about no one with that same comp, it looks like they're just trying their best to mimic them, but not getting a lot of value from it. So maybe just trying to stick with what they know might work for them in the next map, because they do have the pick here going into the hybrid map.
Yeah, and I think you do want to go for something more Brawl favored, because there's a lot of information that you can take from that. You saw how poorly Everest played on University, which is the more Brawl heavy map on, or sorry, the more Brawl heavy point on Oasis. And if you force them to try and play that, then you might be able to get the better of them in that comp, but you can't pick a map where this ball pharmacy can really be allowed to just run free. So, you know, you might probably want to go for like a King's Row, which is exactly where it seems that they are going to send us to. Yeah, that's probably the only pick is good old tried and true Scrim's Row, because if you had gone to like an Eichenwald or a Hollywood, then you would be in danger of falling victim to that pharmacy comp yet again.
God, I forgot Hollywood was a map there for a little bit. Thank you for reminding me it exists.
I'm sorry for reminding you.
I mean, I don't mind it. I don't mind Hollywood. But King's Row, yeah, you talked about, you know, Brawl probably favoring more of no one's playstyle here, and this is probably the most brawly map that I can possibly think of.
Honestly, it would be either this or maybe like Blizzard Worlds, but like when it comes to hybrid, the pattern always seems to be that the second point, the streets phase of it, is almost always a very high ground favored point where dive will come into play, and there's very few hybrid maps where that isn't the rule. King's Row is kind of the only one where it's more of just a straight shot through the streets phase, and that's kind of where the Brawl is favored. Don't get me wrong though, King's Row you can play literally anything on and get away with it if you're good at it. So if no one decides that Brawl is what they want to go with and Everest decide to stick on the ball pharmacy, well then we're both getting, you know, both of these teams at their strongest comp, and maybe we'll see who wins out that one. But this unfortunately doesn't lock Everest out of that option.
Yeah, you know, no one picking this map really feels like that they can beat anyone on this map here. You called it Scrim's Row yourself here. Everyone has played this map to death. It was in the original Overwatch beta. It's still here in Overwatch 2. And hell, there's a lot of people that might say this is the best map in the game. But you already see coming out Everest sticking with that ball comp here. And no one coming out with what is by far by the book a Brawl comp.
Yeah, and this is looking like almost exactly what I predicted at the end there. Everest flashing that ball pharmacy, no one flashing this Rhine comp. So we're going to at least start out with this Brawl v Ball comp that, both of these teams at their strongest composition. We'll see who wins out. You've got to come with your A game if you want to come out with the finals win here.
Yeah, but right now you do see Manji sitting on the Widowmaker here. Never mind, as I say that, they swapped the Sombra. So they're pretty much going back to what they had a lot of success on there on Oasis.
Yeah, you fell victim to the attacker spawn trap. You never trust those hero swaps until the clock strikes 0 there, because there's almost always going to be a swap coming out. And yeah, this is almost exactly what they're running on Oasis, but they do have an Ana on the field instead of that Kiriko, so I'm curious to see how vulnerable that's going to be. There's not really anyone from No One who's going to be able to engage on that hero pick and really make Salt fear for their life there, but Demon Marine going to go ahead and go in with a slam, met with a Mei wall to kick things off.
And look at that immediately. You saw Burrito there use that Suzu to get rid of that hack to whoever came on there. That's going to be a really interesting thing that we're going to have to keep watch of here going forward, because they have that Ana now. That purple nade could come in and just devastate them if they use the Suzu a little bit too early to get rid of a hack. However, trades going out each way right now. One support down for Everest, one DPS down for No One here. Kind of favoring, actually, Everest, in my opinion. Getting rid of that Cassie is going to really hurt them here, not being able to deal with Night Raven. But look at Night Raven, already 95% to a barrage. They have it ready here. They find Piccho. They're looking to set up for the barrage here, and here it comes immediately on the splash onto Burrito as well. Now they're trying to find Munching.
And that just goes back to the still being caught out just a little bit too far and catching a few stray rockets there from Night Raven. If there's no hit scan to even pressure you, and there's no Diva on the tank line to really, even put any damage into you at all and pressure you away, you just have a free farm where you can put in all that splash damage onto the backline and build up to that barrage. And that's a win condition on its own, once again, if you have nothing to counter it. And No One, they didn't have anything to even begin to think of countering it.
And look at No One already. 3 swaps coming out. Burrito going to the Baptiste, Distill going to the Ashe, and Piccho swapping over to the Echo now. So they definitely want to try to switch some things up here going into this next fight.
Then they've already swapped over to the Sigma here, and Splash going to go ahead and clean up Manji. That's going to be a little bit easier tank play there, but Piccho with a nice beam there onto Dodds, and that might be exactly what No One needs to try and start this hold here at the Arches.
Yeah, and they're able to retake it right now. Like you said, they're going to hold here at Arches. Arches is a very, very scary thing to try to get through if you're struggling. But right now, Everest about to have 4 ultimates ready to go. No One kind of lacking in ultimates right now. Munching is the closest. Piccho can probably get their duplicate here really fast, but the ultimates that Everest has coming in this fight will probably get them through Arches here. EMP comes out, hits a couple people. Manji able to find Burrito out early, and look at it. It's starting to snowball here. Down goes Piccho as well. Splash can try to stay alive here, but they're getting harassed here by Manji on that Sombra there. However, Valkyrie comes out here from Dodds and Munching at the same time, actually. Here comes a barrage again from Night Raven. They find another one there on Distill, but this is just allowing Everest to have a lot of space to start pushing this card.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they needed to do to break through Arches. They identified that they had the ult advantage, and they said, all right, we got the ult advantage, let's use it before No One gets up to anything. You see how close all of them are. They have essentially 4 ults. They would have 5 had Munching not been forced to use the Valkyrie there, but if Everest had tried to play that slow, it would have been disastrous. But they are pushing their advantage, and they're pushing it all the way into No One's spawn door right this second.
I love this aggressiveness coming out from Everest right now. Night Raven able to find Piccho there, and Demon Breed able to find 2 kills. Essentially, that will ensure them this second point cap with really no resistance coming from No One. Almost 4.5 minutes in that time bank for Everest. This is a very, very good start to King's Row for them.
Yeah, you do kind of have to worry about No One starting to build up their ult bank now, because again, they do have 4 ults online, but it's worth the investment that you gave so that you can get that second point with a 4-minute time bank to keep this one going. If you can start to force some of these ults out and build up your own ult bank, as they already have the EMP and the nano boost, they can maybe lock this one down and cap this with some time to spare for an OT push if they need it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Their 4 ultimates ready for No One right now. Everest does have 2 ready, and they are very close to 2 more, so this ultimate economy can really much even out here very quickly, especially with Night Raven just able to land some shots. Already 85%, Dodds up to 85% as well. EMP comes out, I believe it strikes 3 people right there, and here goes Splash out. The duplicate comes out on to Piccho there of the Pharah right now. They're trying to find one. They do find Manji. The barrage comes out, finds Salt. Demon Breed able to get them out of that duplicate form, and as well as the barrage coming out from Night Raven, but they don't find anyone there as Distill takes care of them. Demon Breed though does find Piccho, and now they continue to push, but here comes the damage matrix from Burrito. Munching able to res Piccho right now. Demon Breed gonna try to roll away from everyone here, try to regroup with their team as they still have over 3 minutes left to go.
This is where it starts to get really dangerous for Everest because of that spawn advantage that no one has. It's like you have to use these ultimates and get value out of them in the way that you were before. You can't always press your advantage. That's a nice hack there from Manji to stop that gravitic flux though. And no one, they have to bank everything they have now on this Valkyrie as their only real sustain tool when the minefield comes out from Demon Breed and everyone starts falling.
It all started to fall apart when we saw that hack come out from Manji on the splash there. Then everything turned Everest's favor. Distill trying to find some shots there onto some people, but not able to as Demon Breed finds Burrito. Now they're going after Distill, but they kind of whiff there on their grapple. Not able to get up there, trying to focus on Piccho now. However, Piccho able to kind of recall back to keep themselves alive here. In the final stretch now, 2 minutes, 20 seconds left for Everest to push. No one, only holding on to that Valkyrie here. Everest close to a bob, but this could be a pretty dry fight here for a little bit. And oh, what a nice play there from Night Raven, immediately bumping up themselves into the sky. Gets one, finds Burrito. However, they miss Munching there. Distill back in this fight. Splash now swapping over to the Orisa. Here comes Bob from Night Raven and from Distill right now, dueling Bobs on the field right now, and they're just taking each other out. Night Raven though able to take care of Distill themselves, and now their Bob trying to deal in some damage. However, they will go away as well.
I gotta love Manji going for the hack there onto the Bob. A little bit of cheating in that Bob 1v1. Let them fight. Going for the hack on one of them, putting him to sleep, and letting the other just roam free. Everest do have to be careful here, though. The more they invest without finally closing this out, and the more you let no one make use of the spawn advantage to keep the fight alive, the more time you're wasting. You had 4 minutes coming into this last point, and almost 3/4 of that has been completely bled away, and no one, they're looking pretty strong here.
Yeah, I mean, they had about 4 minutes, 20 seconds to start this. Already 3 minutes gone. No one doing a good job so far right now. Even if Everest is able to cap, they have dwindled that time bank down now to almost 60 seconds. Everest, though, could come back into this next fight with some ultimates. No one has 2 ultimates ready to go right now, and Munching very close to that Valkyrie. However, that EMP from Manji is going to be big. It has to be big. It finds 3 people off it. Down goes Splash. No ultimate for them. Manji able to take care of that immortality field. Here comes the damage matrix from no one right now. However, Piccho falls, down go Distill. Demon Breed going after Burrito. They're able to take care of them. Now Munching falls. That will be a team kill to end this round for Everest as they full cap with 42 seconds left to go.
Only one person falls as a result of that EMP, but it is the exact person that needed to. It was the Orisa. It was Splash with that Terra Surge that could have put everything Everest worked for to rest right there if it had been big, if it had pulled enough people in to help group them up and help the DPS kind of clean things up there. That ultimate is not to be taken lightly, especially in a defensive situation like this. That was a great target prioritization there from Everest, but you still have to feel like a little bit let down by your push there because, again, you had 4 minutes and you're only coming out with 42 seconds in the time bank. You're under a minute now, so that means you have to make sure that no one does not have even a second in the time bank if they full cap here, or you're going to extra innings.
Yeah, and honestly, you have to give no one some credit there. I mean, the first point, they lost it in one team fight. They were able to kind of contest archers there for a little bit before they smartly gave up and backed off it as they were at such a disadvantage. And essentially, their second point here was very, very bad. Their third point defense, though, dwindled it down about 3 minutes, 40 seconds there. Almost got it all the way down to 0, but just not enough. No one has to come out here and just put on a clinic right now. And they're starting with a hog here at least.
I don't know if the hog is going to be the pick here. At least I hope it's not the pick. I thought the hog meta was dead and buried. And if they are going for the hog, I'm not quite sure what it is to counter. Maybe they were expecting the wrecking ball to come out, but yeah, once they're going to identify that it's a Rhine comp, they're going to go ahead and go for that Rhine mirror.
And look at this, it's pretty much Brawl Comp B, Brawl Comp here right now. Only difference is Night Raven coming out on the Reaper and Distill on the Cassidy to start off here. Charges coming out from each Rhine. Demon Breed first one to follow. This is a good start for no one right now. Salt out as well. Now they can just clean this up here. Already 3 members of Everest down. About to make it 4. They do make it 4. There's still one around somewhere, but it won't matter as no one will cap point here incredibly quick.
And the reason that we call it the Ryan v Ryan mirror is, obviously there's a Reinhardt on both sides, but Reinhardt is the most important hero in that composition. He's your spearhead. He's the one who's going to be doing all that big cleave hammer damage, the one who's going to be building up to Earth Shatters, of which Demon Breed is not even in the same zip code of right now, while Splash is knocking on the door of one, and he's about to be knocking a lot more than that if Everest isn't cognizant of it.
Yeah, and you already saw there, I believe, Piccho finding how to distill early. That's not how they want to have stuff go there. But now they're playing it very smart. They're not going to over push right here. No one going to have a shatter ready to go here. And a couple other ultimates up here very soon. Everest still very, very far away from all their ultimates. So no one can try to do exactly what Everest did. Win this second point here in one team fight. The ice walls come out from both sides. Shatter comes out, but he gets pinned out of it. That shatter is nowhere to be found. Everest trying to collapse in on it now. No one falling yet. Now Splash falls. Here comes the shatter from Demon Breed. It finds 4, making a team kill for Everest.
Oh, Demon Breed made up the difference on that Shatter ult charge very quick, and that's the most Chad way to negate an Earth Shatter I've ever seen. Going for the charge as opposed to just trying to block it with your shield. No, that's for babies. Real men charge in shoulder first and pin that Earth Shattering Ryan to the wall and then show them how it's done. Excellent play there from Demon Breed, and the follow-up from Everest on point.
Now no one, they had all the momentum going into the last team fight. It is gone. Everest has that back now in their favor. Blizzard's ready for both sides. It still has that high noon. That could come into play here if they're able to take care of Demon Breed out here fast. Blizzard's coming out from both sides. High noon coming out from Distill. Demon Breed able to find Munching right now. Distill still trying to find one there. Demon Breed, or they find Demon Breed. Night Raven though just trades back and forth. 3 straight kills going to the opposite team right now. No one trying to take care of these last remaining members of Everest. However, Everest does have more numbers and they take care of Distill there. That will send them back to spawn, and now Everest can hold arches if they want to.
They can, but you do have a little bit of reinforcements coming out of spawn that you need to play a little bit safe for. They have to give up a little bit of ground, get the Lucio Express taxi to come get everyone back to full strength. And yeah, no one can just come right through arches and take this fight at the corners instead, but they're going to have to walk right into that window fire strike combo.
Dueling damage ratios coming out here. Each team gonna respect them here, especially. Oh, but that fire strike from Demon Breed finds Burrito. They just poked their head out a little bit too long, and Salt makes the same mistake. No Baptiste for either side right now, but look at Night Raven. Here comes their death boss. They get shattered out of it. Piccho finds them as no one's trying to get something going here, but Demon Breed continues just throwing his shoulders into Splash there, finds the kill, and now Everest trying to retake this fight here, and with that kill there on to Splash, it already forces no one to fall back.
I think we need to teach these Baptiste a thing or two about respecting their own window fire strike combos, because that is absolutely hilarious that both the Baptiste fall back and forth to that one, and that's a lot of sustained healing and a lot of burst healing to lose so soon that both teams actually end up being forced to invest their sound barrier. Dodd's actually going to fall early, and Demon Breed has an Earth Shatter here to couple with Manji's Blizzard, but it looks like they might not even need it.
High noon coming out from the Still after that Blizzard from Manji there. Manji's Blizzard getting a lot of value. This is the high noon from Distill, not able to find anyone right now. Shatter comes out from Demon Breed in essentially what was a fight that was already won. They're just putting the exclamation point on it.
The Chad play from Demon Breed with the jawline of a Greek god just going for the Shatter, knowing that no one can't do anything about it. That is a bit of a tank diff there, or at least Demon Breed would like to think so.
Yeah, but right now, 2 minutes left to go for no one to get this card pushed to the second point. Here comes the Blizzard from Piccho here. They need it to be huge. They desperately need something to go their way, but it's just trades, and Everest is on top of it at the moment. No one gonna have to fall back here again. However, Piccho just keeps on pressing that W key. Ice wall comes up and Piccho gets booped back into Everest. That is unfortunate. However, Splash is back in the picture. They're going to try to do their best to try to settle some stuff down here, but Everest, no one needs to find a kill here.
Deathloss is going to come out here from Night Raven. He's been doing the most with this, and he does find Munching as well as the Immortality Field that was invested, and he's also going to clean up Splash as well, so with that ultimate, it looks like Everest has stabilized here.
Yeah, and looking at no one here, you have to do something here in this next fight. You're gonna have some ultimates ready to go. Maybe after these ultimates, if you don't find anything with them, you need to potentially make a team, some swaps here. Try to do something that will catch them off guard. But Everest is just carrying this momentum they've had for so long now. Here comes the damage matrix from Saul. Immediately gets blocked by that ice wall, but that ice wall will only last so long with that damage coming through it. However, you do see Everest fall back here a little bit. Burrito does have their damage matrix ready to go here. I imagine we will see it to just try to get some respect coming out from here comes the damage matrix, a little bit at an odd angle right now, but Splash throws a fire strike through, not able to find anyone there, not able to find anyone with their second fire strike. Did I hear a blizzard? Yes, I did. Manji is making it cold on the field. 3 kills going the way of Everest. They're trying to make it a team kill, and they find another one there.
That's a very unfortunate miscommunication there between Splash and Burrito. Burrito was just too far back to make an adequate use of that window, and by the time he puts it up, it's behind the cart. You can't put a fire strike through that, and now Splash gets going in for the charge to try and get that last touch. Counterpinned, walled off, removed from the point. A touch going to come out from Munching, who does have to invest the sound barrier to get there, but that might not be enough. Still, though,
still finds a couple kills, but the shatter from Demon Breed finds, I think, everyone that was alive for no one there, and Munching falls. Here comes Splash. They're gonna have to stay alive, and shatter comes out for them. It's huge. It finds a couple, but they're trying to get rid of Night Raven here. Night Raven has a little bit of the better offensive capabilities right now. Splash just gonna try to hold that shield up. They're doing a good job, but it will only last so long, and no one is able to get back in time to continue that contest, and as Everest takes King's Row.
I want to point out how much work Night Raven was doing there. It's not often that I've got the stats right here on the screen for everyone to see, but if you look at the KD of Night Raven compared to Distill, and you see how much more damage Night Raven has been doing, there has been a lot of work being put in from the DPS line of Everest, but you gotta also talk about the tank gap on this Reinhardt. We thought that no one had the advantage just based solely off of Oasis University, but it looks like that was just a slip up, and indeed, it was Everest that had the better Reinhardt comp in this go-around. So now, what does no one do? They're down 2-0, they're behind the 8 ball, they're at risk of losing this series, and it's their map pick yet again. What's the play?
I mean, they have to try to do something here on the escort map just to give them a little bit of momentum here. Like, they had momentum there for a slight moment after they got that one team fight win there. They got that one team fight win, the cap point, very fast on King's Row. However, they kind of let it just slip away from them. They had a little bit of an ultimate advantage, and they just all kind of went to the waist there, or the wayside. Nothing really coming from them, and Everest just able to come back, stabilize, and just hold that cart there for the entirety of the rest of King's Row.
Well, it is match point for Everest and no one. It's balls in your court. You got a decision to make, and you got a little bit of time to make it. We're going to go to a break. We'll be right back after a short little hiatus here, and we'll let you know what the map pick is and what the fate of no one might be in this series. Well, it is do or die time for no one, as Everest is looking to sweep this one up here and take it 3-0, and no one has chosen Junkertown to be the place where they will make their final stand. And if they're smart, if they're strong, and if they're swift, to make this reverse sweep happen, but it has to start right here.
Yeah, and I feel like Junkertown is a little bit of a weird map pick for them here, because I feel like Ball is kind of strong on this map. Maybe I'm wrong, and I probably am, but we have seen Everest just dominate whenever they're playing that Ball comp.
Yeah, Ball can be very strong here on this map, but to me, I think this feels a little bit more like maybe what they want to try and do is force a Sigma comp, and, you know, Junkertown and Circuit Royale are two options where you can try and go for that with like some snipers, but you know, if you're playing snipers, you're a little bit susceptible to that Ball dive, so it's kind of a little bit of a gamble here. If that's the route that they want to take, then we'll see. Maybe Circuit Royale might have been the better choice, so you can really force the Sig mirror, but I'm curious. I want to know what they're cooking, because they better be cooking something, because they're running out of options here.
Yeah, and like you said, they're running out of options. Hell, their backs are against the wall, and they will remain at that wall here for the remainder of this match here. I mean, they can't lose another map here, or they lose the series. So, you know, even if they win this map here, from here on out, it won't be their map pick, but they need to get something going here.
Yeah, and again, like I said before, never trust the attack response. I saw a Sigma, now we're on Doomfist, so now I definitely don't trust it. Stop playing with my emotions. Also, that is a swap out from for the side of no one. We've got we got a new tank player in here. We got
Yes.
the
Splash
pull out the
out
team sheet.
dead meme in.
Dead meme. I had to pull up the team sheet to find out how that was meant to be pronounced. That threw me off for a second. Yeah, we got dead meme coming in on the SIG. So yeah, that does look to be like what no one wants to run here. But Everest, maybe they're taking the bait and going for this ball comp.
Yeah, maybe, but right now, Everest sticking with that ball comp here to come out. No one, though, let's see how Dead Meme plays. Maybe this is the kind of swap here that they need to get something going. But we do see Demon Breed up there, just trying to be very sneaky on that ball. Pick Joe on the Widowmaker, though, is going to really make Everest play around these corners so they don't get their heads taken off here by them.
Demon Breed, though, probably should have been watching out for Distill, and with that Discord Orb attached to that Wrecking Ball, it is a very, very easy and juicy target, as is Manji, who catches the one right there, threading the needle there from Pick Joe, and that is all the picks that you really need to get this cart moving if you're no one.
Yeah, and look at it right now. They're going at a decent pick. Pick Joe able to find another one. They're Distill headshots all around for everyone on no one. However, Demon Breed back on the ball, but they won't be back for very long here as Dead Meme is able to punch them to death here.
Yeah, and this is kind of where I think Everest DPS comp is a little bit at fault here because you need, if you're going to play this Wrecking Ball, you do need to have a little bit of backup. You got to have a Tracer, or you got to have a Genji to help you confirm some of these kills, but playing the Wrecking Ball with a Torb and with an Ashe, I don't know if that's really the play because the Wrecking Ball, is susceptible to the Discord Orb and it doesn't really have anyone to help him clean up.
Yeah, and look at this already. Everest making a swap. The same DPS lines now for each side, same tanks. Support lines, though, completely different on each side right now, but no one has over 5 minutes in this time bank here to push this cart to the second point.
I think the saving grace here for Everest, though, is that the DPS for no one, Pick Joe and Distill, were really cooking. And I was going to say, you know, it's a little harder for them to cook because the kitchen gets a little bit more crowded here on Streets phase, but that doesn't seem to be the case as Pick Joe has got the chef's hat on and is finding all the headshots left and right.
Headshots all around coming out here from Pick Joe like they're Oprah right now, but Manji able to find Pick Joe right there to end it for the moment. However, no one continuing to push up right now. Manji actually in a very good spot right here on this high ground. They're trying to take care of Burrito there. However, it's instead Manji falling to Dead Meme. Demon Breed, though, comes right back to find Burrito. Here comes the Flux out from Dead Meme. It finds Salt there. Night Raven is able to get the headshot there onto the Distill, but a headshot comes right back out from Piccolo on them, and Pick Joe finds Demon Breed, and they find Dodds.
Yeah, there's a kill shot for you right there, Everest. And with no Baptiste on the field at the time, that is a free Gravitic Flux for Dead Meme to just put everybody down into the pavement, and the rest of the damage cleans right up. And it looks like the cart should be rolling in here. I don't know if there's anybody from Everest that's going to be able to touch here. And this is going to be a swift cap from no one here.
I mean, they had some ultimates they could have used there to try to stall out no one here a little bit, but holding on them might be the smarter thing. That Dragon and that Flux they have ready might be good for them. They also just, Dodge just got their Valkyrie ready to go. However, Munching's Transcendence here can really just negate most of their ultimates they have coming up here.
Yeah, you got to be looking at Munching with that Transcendence to try and counteract that Gravitic Flux from Demon Breed. Pick Joe, though, already being the initiator and finding a pickoff onto Manji, but gonna get clipped, though, by Night Raven. Night Raven, I think, has had enough of getting DPS dipped here and is looking to clap back.
And they desperately need that right now. Here comes the Dragon from Manji, not able to find anyone. Demon Breed, though, finds the Dead Meme there, making him dead. And now you see a fallback coming out here from no one. Kind of smart here, as well as the visor being popped by Night Raven. So they have a good idea where everyone on no one is at the moment.
This point right here where the cart is now is where a lot of these really, you know, high tempo, high momentum pushes from attackers on Junkertown end to stall out here. And it gets really, really difficult to get this cart actually going around the horseshoe and then clean it up. Everest have all the high ground they need right now to try and play around some of these ults and force no one to use them. They have to make the most of their ult advantage here, and they're going to kick it off with a Dragon Strike.
And the Dragon Strike is mostly focused there at Demon Breed on that high ground. However, they don't find him there. Now you do see Distill going after them on that high ground. However, having that pocket. And now the Battle Mercy coming out from Dodds. Able to find Distill there. Dead Meme, though, in all that is able to find Manji. However, I believe we might see that res come out there from Dodds, doing everything right now, healing up and dealing damage.
It's Glock o'clock for Dodds over there. That's like all the Mercy play right there. You get the Valkyrie to keep your Sigma up, you get the Glock kill, and then you come back and you get the res. You hit the Mercy trifecta. Excellent support play from Dodds there. And Salt actually making a name for themselves as well. Gonna go ahead and take out Munching, who is still holding on to that Transcendence and has not been given a chance to use it. Despite Demon Breed investing the Flux, Everest still holding strong here.
Yeah, right now, look at it right now. They're all on that high ground, making it very difficult for no one to really do anything. Piccho, though, can really change it all with one quick pick here. Here comes the Flux from Dead Meme, but they get bouldered out of it, so no Flux for you at the moment. What a great boulder there from Demon Breed. And now, however, just no one has to try to find something to go their way, but the rock comes and it finds Piccho, and they are able to clean up Distill right after it.
Demon Breed going crazy with these rocks. A little bit of accretion deletion left and right. Take your ult right off the field and we'll take your DPS as a little added bonus there. And that's a swift and easy fight win for Everest. And they didn't need a single ult to do it. Just a little bit of geology will do the trick.
Yeah, and right now, no one, you have to kind of think this comp is not necessarily working out anymore. Maybe make a couple swaps here, try to get Everest on the back foot, but still able to find Manji might be exactly what they're looking for. However, Dodds on that Mercy, able to res him back up. Piccho gets a sight onto someone there, not able to confirm the kill. Here comes the Dragons and the Flux, not necessarily finding anyone just yet, but that's because Munchin finally popped that Transcendence there. Now the visor coming out from Night Raven, it lets everyone on Everest know that no one is all in one spot right now.
Yeah, Salt also going to go ahead and pop that Amplification Matrix, try and give a little bit more damage, but there's no DPS around to use it. They've all been forced around by all of this pressure coming out from no one as they're finally starting to make some headway. Piccho is backfiring on all cylinders and has finally taken down Night Raven again, once again being the dominant Widow here, and no one are really starting to cook yet again.
Dragons now coming out. Distill finds one. Distill finds a second one. This is a good start here for no one. Piccho now in a good spot to get a lot of good angles here. Oh, they get the shot there, but Dead Meme able to take care of Salt. And now, two people on the cart. No one's going to get really close to ending this map, but will not be able to. However, Distill finds Manji coming out of spawn. Dodds is taken out as well. We see Demon Breed come out on the ball just to try to stall. Flux now coming out from Dead Meme. It catches Demon Breed up in the air, and they're able to take care of them. Now they're just trying to get rid of this Moira. They're able to do that. They take care of Night Raven as well, and with 51 seconds in the time bank, no one has completed Junkertown.
That kind of has to feel a little bit bad for Everest, but you can also take a little bit of pride in how well you bled out that time bank there, because we were looking at about 5 minutes in the time bank, I think, when they finally got to point C, and they managed to bleed that down to under a minute. So very similar to what happened on King's Row, where the defenders use their advantage and really stuff out every single attack opportunity. It's only until the headshots from no one start to come back in and the ults start to really cycle and the positioning from Everest gets forced and you start seeing them make a little bit of errors in their positioning that no one starts to truck along yet again, and they do end up capping here, setting themselves a win condition and guaranteeing themselves an OT should Everest be able to match.
Yeah, and look at the comps here right now. We're being teased a straight mirror match out the gate here. Everest could still make a couple swaps here. However, I don't think they're going to do that. We saw basically the sniper comp from the DPS throughout the entirety of the last round.
Also, again, shout out to both Piccho and Night Raven, by the way. I do want to remind everybody that this is Diamond tier, and there is nothing in the world more scary than a Diamond Widowmaker. And this is coming, like, I've been to GM multiple times, I'm there right now, but the aim of Diamond Widowmakers and some of the plays that they're willing to go for is just absolutely insane. Things that you will never see anywhere else, and these Widows in these duels are showing exactly why they are to be feared.
Yeah, Piccho gonna try to get this grapple shot up there, but actually kind of whiffs on it right now. But they do have a good angle. However, they're gonna probably try to fall back here. Now Night Raven looking for the head there of Munching, not able to find it. However, we do see the Sigmas here on the high ground, just kind of poking at each other right now, trying to do some damage.
Yeah, seeing who might be able to get the better of it. Piccho, that was a great headshot there into Manji, who's living with a sliver of HP. If anyone sneezes, Manji will fall over and die, but that charge shot was not charged all the way up, so Manji does, in fact, live to fight another day. Wore the mask, and everyone gets to stay alive. But Night Raven gets caught out just a little bit out of position there, and Piccho is once again the alpha in this Widow v Widow duel.
Piccho just picking up right where they left off after that last round. 2 early kills here. The immortality field to keep Dead Meme alive as it still takes care of Dodds. And now they're trying to go after Salt here, but they might be able to still able to get them, and that's going to cause a little bit of a stagger here. Less than 3 minutes left to go now for Everest.
And you remember how fast no one got this cart rolling and got it to the first checkpoint here off the back of all of these DPS picks. It was Piccho and it was the Still, clicking heads, shooting Hanzo logs, taking out the competition left and right. Everest have not been able to do the same thing, and you see the cart has made it barely anywhere at all. So Demon Breed actually going to swap over to the Wrecking Ball and try and be a bit of a nuisance in the backline, but once again, there's not going to be a whole lot of follow-up.
And also Manji swapping over to the Sombra here is an interesting pick, but Demon Breed gets taken out early, and now Piccho actually getting harassed here by Manji. So already a lot of value from that pick, and Night Raven gets caught looking at the wrong direction, or Distill gets caught looking at the wrong direction there. Night Raven able to take him out, and now we see Dead Meme here getting bullied by Manji, but they're able to take care of them.
Yeah, that accretion onto Manji there was huge as Dead Meme just barely able to escape with their life there, and the Gravitic Flux is going to come out as a result.
Dead Meme gonna try to keep their team in this fight here, but their numbers are low right now. No supports left for them. Dead Meme able to finally fall there due to Demon Breed jumping onto them.
Hello, Widow. Just looking at each other through the walls here, waving back and forth at each other. Don't peek that, please. Okay, thank you for not going for that one there. Demon Breed, though, is in the back line, making life a living hell for some of these snipers, just trying to play this high ground, and that might be enough for Everest to finally get the cart rolling into the point here.
But look at Salt there. Salt proving that Zenyatta can be a sniper. It takes care of Piccho. However, Distill and Dead Meme find 2 kills there to kind of even this fight out for no one. But the Transcendence coming out from Munching and the damage matrix from Burrito there might have been a little bit too much thrown into that fight.
I'm not sure why the Transcendence was forced there. That might have been like a hack from Manji coming through, or maybe the threat of an EMP and Munching feeling like they really needed it in that moment. But you definitely would like to have it online now that Manji definitely still does have that EMP and is likely going to be lurking and looking for someone to kill with it. And it looks like Dead Meme is the target of choice in this round.
Dead Meme was the target. Distill falls here first, though. Dead Meme, though, able to get healed back up. Down goes Burrito. Munching, the only one left alive to do support. And as I say that, Munching falls, so there's no more healing on the board for no one. Dead Meme falls as well. It's really up to Piccho, but Piccho gets taken care of by Night Raven there. And that's the first point cap there for Everest. 3 minutes in the time bank.
It's a lot slower than no one was able to do it, but I think with a couple staggers here, you might be able to push this a little bit further. And even if you don't, you still have plenty of time. And because of the defense that you put up on point C, you can kind of afford to take your time here. You don't really have to rush too much. You just have to finish the map and make sure you do it well. And if they keep cycling these ultimates and playing well around these EMPs and making sure there's follow-up for them, that is not going to be the most difficult task in the world.
Yeah, and look at this Piccho swapping off the Widowmaker, now going to the Ash. A little bit more utility in the Ash kit right there. Doesn't have that one-shot headshot ability, but they're just trying to do a lot more util. However, Salt finds Munching there. Demon Breed here is angry. They're going to be throwing hands at whoever they can here. However, we see Burrito just jump around, able to avoid those hands, but you know who's throwing hands? It's Salt. They take care of Dead Meme. Dodds and Manji take care of 2 more for no one, and Everest at a really good pace here so far.
Yeah, they're throwing hands, but I want to talk about Dodds throwing some of these anti-nades. That whole fight win right there is set up of an anti-nade onto Munching that Demon Breed jumps right on top of. Goomba stomps and just pushes that Zen out of the fight. Munching becomes a complete non-factor, and Dodds even lands another nade that ends up resulting in a kill later on in that fight. So these nades are being followed up on very well. This Winston dive comp might be the counter that they're looking for, and they've got a healthy time bank to help try and match no one's performance on their attack.
Yeah, but look at no one right now. DPS line completely swaps up. Piccho going to the Tracer, and now we see a Reaper come out as well. Here comes the Flux. The Transcendence coming out here from Salt. A little bit too low there to heal up Demon Breed, but Demon Breed eventually able to get onto the ground and get healed up. Dead Meme, though, incredibly low. Demon Breed able to take him out. They have the nano boost on them right now, but they get kicked away there by Munching. A nice little play coming out for them, and Demon Breed absolutely getting chunked down there by Distill, but Distill getting chunked down by an arrow as well.
That's kind of the danger of diving a Zenyatta, is if you don't finish it off, eventually that Discord being attached to you is going to pay dividends, and that's why you play the Zenyatta here. And Dead Meme is actually going to be forced to swap over onto the Winston. I think they've had enough of trying to play this Sigma comp, but Manji is going to come in with this EMP, and it's going to clean up, and the cart is already around the horseshoe, and it's getting closer and closer to capping here, and Munching once again invests the Transcendence.
Yeah, but they immediately go swap off to the Lucio instead here, and Burrito swapping over to the Ana right now. So now, 2 minutes in that time bank. If you're no one, you at least want to try to get this time bank down below yours if you're going to give this up a Munching on the Lucio, comes out and gets a triple kill.
That might have been the hero swap of a century. Oh my goodness. I mean, we were kind of razzing him a little bit there for using that Transcendence. We're shaking our heads going like, why? Why would you do that? Oh, it's because he's going to go back to spawn, swap to Lucio, and kill everyone. Is that enough? No DPS required. Lethal DJ is on the dance floor now, and no
time that took away from Everest right now. A minute 30. Dragons coming out here from Night Raven on point, and they find one, but Picto comes right back and find Night Raven, but the Dragons continue to exist. They find Munching, so no more Lethal DJ out on the dance floor right now. Death Blossom coming out here from the still, that they find Salt. That's a good pickoff for them there. And they find Manji, but Demon Breed going after Burrito here. They're going to jump back, get this hacked health pack, but just still picking up the slack for their team finds Dodds.
Yeah, you still have a minute if you're Everest. You need to get out and reassess here. Just still got way too much value in that fight. They kind of left that Reaper unattended for too long while they tried to clean up some of these other kills, and they kind of forgot about the spawn advantage that no one has as well. That's that defender's advantage here when the cart is this close. It's time to re-engage here now, and you really only have that nano that you still have to do a little bit of work to even get to try and drive this one home.
Yeah, but no one. They have their first small victory here. They have the time bank in their favor. Demon Breed, though, able to find Burrito. They were so close to a Kasuni Rush. That might have been the thing they were looking to end it. Now, here comes the Nano to Winston. However, they get taken out there. Actually, no, it's Dead Meme who gets taken out there. The Nano Winston's still alive and just harassing the backline. Manji finds Distill right now. No one, just trying to get this down to 0 on that time bout now. But look at that 4 straight kill on the way of Everest. And now we're just going to be up to Dead Meme. They're going to pop this Primal Rage here. 3 seconds left on the clock. It will go into overtime here. So another little small victory there for no one. But it does look like Everest is going to try to end this map here. And now kills coming out, all going Everest's way here at the moment. Night Raven just arrived right now. It's Kasuni Rush is coming out from both teams there. But the clock finally strikes 0. The round ends. Everest completes Junkertown as well. A minute in their time bank here now going into overtime.
Shouts out to Dodds for that one, doing all the work necessary. Like I said, they had to build up that nano. That was their win condition, and they use it to perfection. And then hitting the sleep onto Dead Meme to counter the nano that came out from the other side, and then to get that monkey off the field, take that threat out, capitalize on the sleep. Well played by all of Everest to not just, wake that monkey up and grief your Ana like so many people in my ranked games like to do. Excellent heads-up play from Dodds. Definitely the hero of that fight as well.
Why are they gonna try to do something different here? Everest is gonna stick with what they found success with on that in that last round. No one.
No.
They're gonna have to make me believe that this comp's gonna work out. Oh wait, I know what they're doing.
Yeah, I was about to say. I didn't want to cut you off. I kind of wanted to let you figure things out with that train of thought. I'm like, no, the May on Junkertown, the only reason you run that on first point is because you want to spawn hold. They're going to try and play the clock. They've only got, Everest only has a minute to push this card as far as possible, and no one wants to make sure that as far as possible isn't very far at all. But they got to watch out for Manji sneaking away with the cart.
Yeah, they're getting some distance on that cart there, at least almost 6 meters. However, already a couple swaps coming out from Everest. No more turret, and now look at it. It's all starting to fall apart there for no one. Already 2 down, make it 3. It's about to be 4. They're looking for the team kill. They're going to find the team kill, and now they're going to have a lot of space here to push this cart.
Gotta say, Demon Breed, that's pretty BM of you. Really bad teammate there to steal that ace from Night Raven. He wanted that last rocket into that Reinhardt to get the clean 5K, but we'll still take a 4K. That far play, again, that Night Raven was playing earlier in this ball pharmacy comp was lights out, doing all the damage needed, and he's almost got a barrage already that he can use to snowball this and take that cart the distance.
Yeah, and right now, look, they're already nearing that first point right now. However, I like what they're doing here. They're being very aggressive. They're going to try to get no one coming out of their spawn. Night Raven finds Piccho, and look how close they are to actually end or getting this first point right here. However, we do see Dead Meme come out on the Arista. Here comes the Mirage. It finds one. They're going for two. They don't find two there, but we do see Dead Meme getting pocketed here by Munching. Munching, though, getting bullied a little bit.
They ended up even swapping over to a Widow and an Ashe to try and counter this Pharmacy comp with the double hit scan, but the just the sheer chaos that Demon Breed has been sowing in the backline on this Wrecking Ball has no one in shambles. Their positioning is all over the place. They can't really capitalize on this, and this is going to start to spiral out of control because now you have the EMP, you have the Valkyrie that you have to worry about that's going to sustain that. You're coming up on the Wrecking Ball, you're coming up on the mines. You have to try and find something. The EMP is going to be popped, and Everest want to go in on that.
And no one had the advantage going into it here. And, you know, I just think trying to spawn hold might have been the worst thing for them. Their defense was great on that first point, but they tried to do something different and it just didn't work out for them right now. And look at how far Everest is pushing this cart right now.
And with the minefield, they're going to threaten to push it even further. We might even see point B being capped here. Dead Meme over here onto the Sigma. He's nowhere near a Gravitic Flux. You're kind of banking your whole life here on a Valkyrie and a Window, and you got to hope that Distill is in position to get some value out of that window and plink away at some people. But Dead Meme has already been living up to his name and is dead on the cart.
And look at that, kills continue to go the way of Everest right now. So close to getting their first one of this round there. But no, Night Raven gonna keep the streak alive. Demon Breed finding two to end that fight. And the second point is gonna be capped here. Remember, Everest started with only 1 minute of overtime, or in overtime here, and they have been in overtime since before they capped the first point.
And both the support ultimates that I called out got used in that fight, and no one still have not stopped this snowball from spiraling out of control. And Dead Meme is only halfway to that Gravitic Flux, so you can't even force the Sig 9. A good pick off there from Distill onto Manji is huge, and you do have the Bob coming up as well as a Pulse Bomb, but that might not be enough to really clear these guys off the cart. And then both gonna get invested here. Kitsune Rush comes out from RDG Salt, and this has to be enough for no one, but the sustain will be there.
Yeah, but right now you're seeing Demon Breed get really low. Finally, one kill coming out, and they were just off the cart long enough there to stop it. However, they made it 2 points and almost 25 meters.
That is Junkertown, ladies and gentlemen. That's again, that's right where the carts usually stall out on some of these high momentum pushes either way. So you're very happy with that if you're Everest, taking all that with only a minute. Yeah, a bit of a C9, which probably hurts, but I mean, I wouldn't even sweat that. I would be completely happy with that. And you've now set yourself a pretty solid win condition here. You've given yourself a benchmark for how far you need to go and how well you need to hold now. And no one, that's a pretty scary thing to match with only about 2 minutes. Nearly double the time, but that's a long, long way to go.
Yeah, and like I feel bad for no one here. They had all the momentum going into overtime here, but just like I said, I just feel like their mistake was trying to full hold at the doors or spawn hold Everest at the doors. And looks like Everest gonna try to do the exact same thing, at least with their comp here at the moment.
Yeah, Everest and no one must be going to the same doctor who's handing out identical prescriptions, trying to give them a taste of their own medicine. But I don't know if no one's going to be able to break this as efficiently as Everest was, because they haven't been quite as proficient on these Pharah comps. Night Raven's Pharah has been phenomenal. So once no one identifies that, you know, the shoe is on the other foot and now they're being forced to play their own game here, how are they going to opt to break this?
Yeah, but look at this. Look at this already out the gates right now. Dead Meme already dead here. Piccho, though, able to find one kill right back. Try to even it out here a little bit. However, now they're getting harassed by Dodge. They're trying to find Dodge, but they're just going away. They're able to run away. Though the grenade comes out there from Night Raven on that high ground as Night Raven finds Burrito, and no one desperately needs to get something going here fast.
It looks like the way they're trying to break this is going to be a Ryan v Ryan mirror with Munching, interestingly, on the Zenyatta. Dead Meme goes a little bit wide there, slams face first into the wall, trying to go for a charge there. But I think the picks have finally started to come, and it kind of stems back to that pick off onto Manji. The reason you play the Mei is because of all the slowing and because of all the walls that really help tempo things and keep the fight going as long as humanly possible. But with that out the field, it becomes a lot easier to start to find some of these other picks, and No, I mean, again, stop things from snowballing out of control. That's a good first start, but you've already lost more than half of your time bank. You've got to keep this momentum going.
Yeah, Chargers coming out each side.
Oh,
Oh, look at this. Oh, no, dead babe. You
no.
almost had the play there, but you hit the brakes a little bit too late there. Oh, that could have been the thing that opened this round up for them. Instead, it might now hold them back a little bit, and Manchi finds Munching right there. It's all starting to go downhill now for no one. They still do have some time with the Dragons coming out from the still. However, there's no one that's going to be hurt by them. Night Raven finds the still, though.
That Brine charge nearly made me choke on my own spit. We're under 10 seconds here to go, though, and Night Raven is still just clicking on anything with the pulse, and no one is running out of options. They invest the Shatter, but it doesn't look like it's going to find much of anything.
Overtime has now commenced. It's ticking down. There's no one for no one around. We do see Distill trying to get back, but they're not able to. And Everest clawing their way back here on Junkertown will win the series.
That's going to be a nice, swift 3-0 as Everest climb the summit and take themselves to the victory, to the promised land. Our Stage 1 playoffs champions going to earn themselves a match point going forward, and very well deserved, and I got to give it up for Night Raven here. You saw this near 5K before the absolute BM by Demon Breed to steal that last one right out from under his nose, but a phenomenal Pharah on Everest, flying as high as the clouds.
Yeah, I can hear knocking at my door, so I'm definitely getting a noise complaint right now. But yeah, this was a great series from both these two teams. Everest coming out on top here. I should
Yeah, let's go ahead and kick it over to the map pool here. Take a look at how things ended up shaking out here. Yeah, it was Everest looking a little shaky initially on Oasis University, and no one getting the better end of that Rhine v Rhine mirror, but they really lost their footing in that same mirror comp on Kings Row, and they searched for an answer on Junkertown, and it actually did look to be the Sigma double sniper comp. Piccho and Distill came out firing on all cylinders and firing at anything that dared peek its head out against them, but it was not enough. Everest with the heads up plays and with the swaps, and I gotta give it up specifically to Night Raven for getting sick of letting Piccho and Distill having all the spotlight and coming out and showing that he is indeed the dominant DPS in this lobby and making his presence felt on the Pharah, on the Cassidy. That was a decisive win there from Everest off the back of a crazy overtime push. So a very, very well-deserved victory there for Everest.
Yeah, very well deserved there for them. No one though, they looked like they got better throughout the entire series, just not able to fully put a map together throughout the entire series, sadly for them. But Everest, a great showing from them here tonight.
Yeah, and again, by the way, this is only Stage 1, so there will be more action and more of these two teams clashing. So I'm hoping that no one took a lot of lessons out of here. They kind of reassess some things going forward. But Everest, your Stage 1 playoffs champions, congratulations. That is going to be all for us tonight. We're going to go ahead and wrap things up here. Let you guys head to bed, prepare for your Monday morning on this sleepy Sunday evening. I've been... oh, wait, actually, no. We still have another game going on the CGL2 channel, so we're going to kick it over to them here. But for me and for Dexatron, that is going to be all. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you guys all next time. Bye-bye.